counter, counter, counter. But all has one rule. It helps in the concentrating ability of the kidney here, so that the urine now becomes concentrated as you go down, and then as it goes to the collecting duct, because it will continue here naman, all the waste products become concentrated. That's why our urine is concentrated, but maintaining the 300 milliosmol. It did not change. That's why we don't go into acid-base balance, or we don't go into electrolyte imbalance, Doctora, ha? Doctora Cindy, it's because of this. Ha? So what you were talking earlier actually is very important. Ha? Okay, so remember that. That's your, just remember this RAM. Counter current flow, loop of Henle. Counter current exchange, vasa recta. So if you have here a descending limb of the loop of Henle, by which water is now being reabsorbed and will go back to the vasa recta, will go there. Okay, so this one therefore is a, therefore this one is an ascending limb of the vasa recta. While here naman, ascending limb of the loop of Henle, more sodium will be reabsorbed, will go back and will join with the water so that they can go back, so that the 300 is preserved. And this one is a ascending limb. This one is a descending vasa recta. So counter current mechanism. Always remember that. You won't get lost. Okay, Okay, so therefore that's it. That's the one happening there. Counter current. Okay. Counter current. So even though there's too much concentration of materials here as you go down, the milliosmol concentration is preserved. So before we end pa, sige lang, what is this, Dr. Joseph? What is this? What stone is that? Staghorn.
Is that a
Staghorn? Look.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a Staghorn calculus. The right kidney is normal. It has no. Look at this. Oh, look, that's a Staghorn or the struvite. Staghorn or the struvite stone, Struvite. Or the magnesium ammonium phosphate stone, or the so-called infection stones, because those stones develop from recurrent infection. On ultrasound, they appear that way. Ito man, oh. So this one are the staghorn. The horn. This one. They assume the shape of the minor and the major calyx. That's why you call it a staghorn. Meaning, it assumes the shape of the sinus or the central echo complex. So this is a minor calyx, minor, major calyx. It presumes that why you call it as staghorn calculus. Oh, look, like that. Oh, that's the staghorn. The staghorn ba of the reindeer? Yes. That's the staghorn. Or staghorn coral also, di ba? In the aquarium nga ni, ba? So what is staghorn? A staghorn calculus, or sometimes called coral calculi, are renal calculi that obtain their characteristic shape by forming a cast of the renal pelvis and calyces, thus resembling the horns of a stag. They refer to struvite calculus involving the renal pelvis and extending into at least 2 calyces. Okay, so it is a form of a nephrolithiasis. Of course, staghorn are the result of recurrent infection and are those more commonly encountered in women. So those renal tract anomalies, like for example, the vesicoureteral reflux, it could also develop. Okay, anomaly man. Ito man, reflux. Spinal cord injuries, because they cannot urinate well. Neurogenic bladder. Di ba neurogenic bladder, it's either nga you are always, your urinary bladder is always distended, or sometimes naman, you always wee-wee, you always urogenic bladder, or ileal ureteral diversion. The majority of staghorn calculi are symptomatic, presenting with fever, hematuria, flank pain, and potentially septicemia and abscess formation. So, staghorn are composed of, doctors disappear in the board exam, struvite, chemically, MAP, magnesium, ammonium, phosphate, stone, MAP or struvite. Usually seen in the setting of a recurrent UTI. So this appears in the board exam, the struvite, infection stone, MAP, with recurrent UTI with urease producing bacteria, Proteus, Klebsiella. Urease hydrolyzes urea to ammonium with an increase in the urinary pH. Okay. That's why one of your goal for your UTI is to know the pH of the urine. If you notice that it is usually increased pH more than 7.45, your goal is to acidify that because most likely it is from a struvite stone. UTI will develop struvite stone. So struvite, approximately 70% of the composition of this calculi usually mixed with calcium phosphate, thus rendering them, okay, they are usually mixed with calcium phosphate, thus rendering them radiopaque on both plain and CT. Uric and cystines are underlying components of minority of this calculi. That's why, no wonder, there kasi would say that sometimes kasi a staghorn can be radiolucent, but it is very rare because uric acid and cystine are the underlying components of a minority of this calculi, minority. But majority of staghorn can be seen, are radiopaque, because they are usually composed of calcium phosphate that coats. Okay. But minority, they are uric acid and cystine. Di ba uric acid and cystine, they are radiolucent. But minority lamang. Majority talaga, radiopaque. So, how do you treat, doctor? How do you treat this one? For stone. Usually, staghorn are to be treated surgically. Usually, percutaneous lithotomy or extracorporeal lithotripsy, and the entire stone removed, including small fragments. Otherwise, these residual fragments act as a reservoir for infection and recurrent stone. So all should be removed. If left untreated, staghorn calculi result chronic infection and eventually may progress to sanctoglomerulomatous pyelonephrititis, a severe form of pyelonephrititis. So we have here a bilateral staghorn calculi. Okay, so Joseph, I know you have answered this, but I'll give this challenge for the last na lang, For the last. What's the time na lang? How many minutes left? How many times left? How many minutes?
It's already 11:45.
Okay.